If you like this video, please consider supporting the Oto Kano channel over on Patreon. Thank you. Hey there, how are you guys? It is Saturday the 17th of November. I took a couple of days off after I finished packing and sending out all the watercolor orders. We packed 87 packages over the launch weekend, which was absolutely amazing. And thank you so much to everyone that bought some handmade paints from me. I really appreciate your support. After that, I needed to take a couple of days off, so I did that. We went on lots of walks. One of it was going up Calton Hill in Edinburgh, and it was a really nice clear day, as you can see, where we could see the whole of Edinburgh all the way down to Leith and across the Firth of Forth. It was just a beautiful walk, and if you're ever visiting Edinburgh and you want to get a great view of Edinburgh as a whole, then I highly recommend going up Carlton Hill, because it's not as an arduous climb as going up Arthur's Seat, but you get a fantastic view of the city. Besides that, I have been shopping while I was off, not art supplies, but since I managed to raise some money from the paint sale, I wanted to invest that money back into this channel. So I have bought two things. One is a little, it's not a gorilla pot, it's a lot cheaper than a gorilla, it's a lot cheaper than a gorilla tripod. But this is a tripod for my phone, so I can have this on my desk and get a different angle of the desk while I'm working. And then also I bought a halo lamp, this is a halo lamp. I've been using these little LED lamps to get me through the first few months of making this channel, but with the money coming in, I really wanted to invest in this, and this is amazing, guys. I highly recommend the halo lamp. If you're starting out as a YouTuber and you want a good lighting option, or if you want to upgrade your lighting option, then this is the one to go for. It's not that expensive. In fact, I have two of these lamps, one on each side of the table on the arms, and the cost of that setup was more than buying one of these. I wish I had bought this lamp to begin with. Highly recommended. I'm really happy with it. It casts a perfect even light, which is just amazing for video filming. So that's what I was up to while I had the time off. It was actually really nice to have 2 days off. I haven't done that in a really long time. Probably since I started this channel, I hadn't taken like a weekend off or anything. So that was really nice to do. And now that the business can slow down a bit, I'm hoping to be able to take 2 days off every week regularly, fingers crossed. Today though, I wanted to do some drawing because Ev and I have done an agreement in which we decided to send each other original paintings of what the other person wants for Christmas. She requested, obviously, cats. So what I really am thinking of doing for this one is go back to my original style of doing semi-blind contour drawing. I really like the method, but I haven't figured out a way to add colors to that yet, and what kind of style I want to add the colors to those drawings. So I'm going to experiment with how I'm going to add colors in different ways and see what I like the best, and hopefully develop that into some sort of a style for myself. Obviously, the first thing I need to do is create some semi-blind contour drawing, so that's what I'm going to do this morning. Semi-blind contour drawing, for people who don't know it, is a step up from blind contour drawing. Blind contour drawing is when you have a subject that you're drawing and a piece of paper, and what we tend to do when we draw is look at the paper more than the subject, and what we should be doing is look more at the subject and less on the paper. And what the blind contour drawing will do for you is train your eyes to stay focused on the subject and less on what you're drawing. To do that, you draw, but you never ever look at the paper. It's scary to begin with, but it's quite liberating afterwards. You really want to look at the paper, but resist that temptation. Put a barrier between your eyes and the paper if you have to, but keep looking at the subject and follow the outline of your subject with your eyes very slowly, and trying to move your hand in the same way that your eye is moving. However, when you're drawing a particular subject, such as faces or animals and things, you kind of want to make it not look like a Picasso with eyes sticking out of their skull and things. So what a semi-blind contour drawing will do is you'd still do the looking at the subject a lot more than the paper. But when you need to make sure something is in the right place, such as an eye or a nose or an ear, you can look at the paper, just make sure that the pen starts in the right location. And then you go back to looking at the subject and not looking at the paper. So I would say maybe you can look at your paper 5% of the time instead of 0% in a semi-blind contour drawing. Blind contour drawing and semi-blind contour drawing is my absolute favorite way to draw. Hey there, it is now Tuesday the 20th of November. I spent Sunday and Monday making diagrams and then filming the first episode of the Color Theory and Palette series that you would have seen a couple of days ago by the time this video goes out. I painted a whole load of color wheels so that I can put different notes on it for you guys without the whole thing getting just way too busy with too many information. And that's why I painted so many color wheels so that I can use them throughout the series. Today is a day off for me as well as tomorrow, and I'm kind of taking these days off as meaning days off from making and editing videos and doing the business side of the work, and leaving it for a couple of days a week where I can just do anything I want. And so I took the morning off and went out and had a nice cup of hot oat milk. I also watched my husband eat this delicious looking cake that is made out of Rice Krispies, so I couldn't eat it. But I'm getting to the point now where I don't have to really eat it as much as I used to. So let me show you the drawings I did the other day, and I'm going to show you them in order so you can see the progress, because always the first about 3 or 4 drawings are going to be just bad because you are getting used to doing this whole semi-blind contour drawing, and it doesn't matter how many times I do it, the first few are always going to be really bad. I'm so sorry, kitties. But then I relax into it and I take it a little bit slower and I get much better result like this. I'm very happy with this one. And then some shouting kitties, and then I really like this one because it captures a cat in a pose that only a cat does. And then I did a meme and a cat being washed, and I think out of the 6 good ones I really like this one and this one, so I'm going to work on coloring these. But because I don't know exactly what style I'm going to go for yet, and I really want to try several different approaches to painting this, what I have done is I took photographs of them and edited the photos. I couldn't scan these in just because my scanner is an A4 scanner and the papers I was using were bigger than A4. So I photographed them, edited it just to be black and white so I can print the black lines out on watercolor paper, and just a couple of sheets of each design in different scales to see which fits the amounts I have the best. And what I'm going to do today is do the different approaches that I want to give it a try and basically do like a study of them. And I am planning on making the final piece using these printed out lines rather than the original, just because the original is a really weird size. In the end, I ended up creating 3 paintings. This was the first one. I tried painting in a more naturalistic way that was close to the original reference photo. I also tried a tutorial by Catherine Holman which had more colours in them and more random placements of colours, but for this composition I don't think that one worked. And then finally for my third painting I did this one, and I'm really liking this. With this particular cat, I didn't feel it was right to paint the cat itself, but I wanted lots of colours anyway, and that's why I put the colour almost in the background outlining the cat. And I'm really happy with this one. With the mount, it's gonna look probably something like this, which I am very happy with. So I think this one and the more naturalistic one, I think I'm going to frame up for Ev and send it to her for her Christmas present. Hey there, it is Wednesday and I am going to be working on my Patreon rewards. Every month I send out original mini paintings to my patrons. For this month I wanted to use Clingfilm as a texture for my abstract paintings, because I think with the combination of using the right colors, they can have a really striking effect. Yesterday at the end of my painting session, I painted a few samples to see which color I was going to use, and I'm just going to show you them now. For it, I created lots of different colors. I tried using the cling film over lots of different colors to see which color worked the best for this technique and having a striking look to it. As you can see, it was a lot of different colors, but for me, I think this one came out the best because you really see the texture. So this is going to be definitely a patron painting. And then for the second picture, I'm kind of split between this one and that one, and I'm thinking these two as a pair feels really cold, whereas these two feel a little bit warmer, which is nicer for something that's going to go out and be received very close to Christmas. So I'm going to go with these two and paint multiple copies of these two designs so that I can send them to my patrons this month. Hey there, it is a Thursday now and I left these two dry overnight. I have these black ones and I changed my mind about the second colour, and I went for the phthalo blue yellow shades from Holbein because I think they're going to make a little bit more striking painting than the Piemonte that I was using for this. So all I've got left to do is peel all the cling film off this and take all the masking tape around the outside off, and then sign it and package it, and these will be ready to send out to my patrons for this month. Before I sign each pieces, what I do is I take the piece and rotate it around and around until I see the side that I like the most. What I tend to be looking for is either more energy in the painting, and sometimes when you turn the painting in a particular way, the painting feels more energized, and or I'm looking for stories. So if I can start to see shapes, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a mountain, and my mind starts to connect shapes into a story, then I tend to pick that orientation, and then I sign it, and then it's all ready to pack. I'm really happy with these mini paintings. They have really extreme textures to them that is just fascinating to me. I loved that I didn't have much control over what texture was created, and it was also fascinating to see how the same process using two different colors created such different results. I hope you enjoyed watching this week's vlog. Thank you for coming with me on this journey of creating two sets of paintings, the Patreon paintings and the paintings for Ev. I really hope she likes the paintings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!